Good afternoon. Today is the 28th of August and I'm here at Brooklands to look at the London Bus Museum. Now I'm here for the HubNut social event and also the Cosworth Drivers Club meeting, which I've already filmed and you've probably seen on my channel already, but I've been to Brooklands several times but never been to the Bus Museum, so I'm going to have a look at this. It's sometimes referred to as the Cobham Bus Museum because that's where it used to be located. I don't really know much about buses or London buses or anything like that, but we'll come in and we'll take a look. 1960 Route Master. We've got about 30-35 buses here. 1875 full light knife board. Horse bus. The man on the Clapham Omnibus. (1922) AEC S-type. (1929) AEC Regal 1. Bit cold in the winter if the back's open, but I mean, this one here, I'm not sure I can sort of climb up, but if you're the driver,
1953 Taxi. Oh, yes.
or if you're passengers on the upper deck, it's going to be really cold up there. It's much nicer inside. (1930) AC Regent 1, so it's a double deck version of that one there. Another AC Regent 1. I do remember going on some Route Masters when I was younger because they were in service until the mid-2000s in regular service, so I do remember hopping in off the back of them. Regent 3, 1939 prototype. It's quite similar to the Regent 1, to be honest. 2002 Volvo B7. I mean, when I lived with the N25, which I did for some time, and I used to sort of go on these sort of things all the time, where it was just weird getting on this and the thing not having the sort of engine running and stuff like that, because I used to hop on and off these all the time. Just getting from something like Clapham Junction to South Kensington, I would do that. 1934 AC Regent 1. There's quite a few AC Regents here, aren't there? Loads. Rains Park and Clapham Common. I used to live near Rains Park. That's where I used to live. West Ewell, actually, which is not too far from there. Guy Arab 2. Never actually heard of a Guy Arab 2 bus. Let's take a look. Gosh, the clearance of that is absolutely crazy. There's no clearance between them at all. Wow. It's pretty crazy. Let's go this way, viewers. Oops, sorry. Ooh, this is a much later bus. Ooh. No entry, so we'd better go in the front. This would be about 1970. Yeah, 71 AEC Swift, which is one of the latest ones of these. It's a single-decker bus, and pay the driver. And there we are. We're probably before decimal days. Prep sixpence and 1 shilling pieces only. It's like a pre-selected gearbox as well. Wow. They actually had seats that were for elderly people. One of the things I noticed most of all is how high the floor is in here. I mean, I can barely stand up in this bus. Wonderful. Let's see what else we've got here. Is that an Austin Fx3 Taxi? Could be something else actually. It could be, I don't know, a Beardmore or something weird. Yes, it is a Beardmore Mark 7 from 1955. Of course, a lot of taxis in these days didn't actually get a door on the passenger side at the front. That's where all the luggage went. So you strap that in so it doesn't fall out. It's the chassis of probably an AC Regent, I would have thought. Yeah, it's an AC Regent chassis. That shows how they used to refurbish the buses. What on earth is that? Weird. Ooh, is this a Optare? Yes, it is. Optare Metro Rider from 1992. Or like bits of one. Interesting. So the green buses in London used to go sort of further out. They were the sort of ones where my mother, she lived in Croydon in the 1950s. She used to go on the green buses because they went sort of further out. And take a look at some green buses. Exciting ones. 1951 AC Regal 4. Another AC Regent 3. There seem to be more AC Regent 3s in here than anything else, but they were a common type of bus. I mean, you actually see an AC Regent in an episode of Professionals that was filmed in 1978. They lasted for a long time. I remember with the Route Masters, they had sort of little, very sort of cramped stairs as well. And it's around life on the buses, no matter what the time of day. I shouldn't sing on camera views, it's bad. 1948 Bedford OSS Canteen Unit. Ooh. One of 13 purpose-built trailers but to replace the various converted buses that were in use as mobile canteen facilities, remote terminal and special events. We can go in. Getting hungry now, viewers. Oh no, it's all plastic food. We've got a rather dangerous looking water heater though. And there's another one there. Brilliant. Oh, really hungry now. Get out of here before I start getting hungry. Oh wow. 1923 ACNS. Wonderful. What's this thing? Oh, Bedford CA. Oh wow. It's a really late one as well. That's a 67, 68 plate. And finished production in 69, so. Herbert Lomas was the builder of this. It's a 68. You do see these a lot in sort of older television series from the 60s, things like The Champions and the Avengers and things like that, you'd see Bedford CAL ambulances in those. It's this green bus here. It's a 1953 Guy Special. Don't know anything about Guy buses at all, viewers. 1935 AEC Q. I'll have to move back. Show us. There we are. Green line buses. You can go Great Bookham to Great Bookham, Epsom, Leatherhead, Tooting, Morden. That's where I used to live, West York, north of Epsom, all the way to Uxbridge. It's a long old route. Wow, Epsom and the Wells Estate. Which we know those, viewers. Know those only too well. Still pretty sort of basic in here. very basic. 1938 Leyland Carbar EC, so they're very similar in age. For some reason that whole section there, a bit like the Regents and things, has it all cut out. 1959 Ford 300E van, similar to the Anglia and Prefect. 1172 side valve engine. It's with a Thames badge on it because that's how they were badged. Ford Thames 700 weight van. Gonna have a look at this airport bus as well here. British European Airways. British European Airways was one of the two companies that merged in the 70s to form British Airways. So the other one was BOAC, as opposed to BEA, which is this one. So 1953 AEC Regal 4. It's appropriate because we've got loads of planes out there. Oh, the door's there. It's right here. What all this stuff down here? There's an upper bit and a lower bit. Interesting. So the latest one is something that I've been on before. It's another AC Regent 3. There's so many of them. The RLH is a reduced height one. Sunken roof heights to allow people to get out. I've been on a bus like this before, viewed. I don't think it was one of these. I think it was a Leyland low decker I went on. It was like that. So there's that Guy bus again. And this is a type of bus I've actually been on before. It's a Byd Fully Electric Bus. Why this one's not in service, I don't know. I'm not actually sure. So it's a 2013 BYD. It's an EB2. This was a trial one. This bus range about 150 miles, 4 to 5 hours overnight to charge. And this is just a trial one, so we had to take it off. Now I think I went on one of these about 2014-15. Much easier to get in and out of these because the floor is a lot lower. Still the back is higher. Still got plenty of headroom though. And it's just amazing because there's no noise in this. It's a big throbbing engine in the bus and there was no noise. Routes for 507 and the 521. I think I went on the 507, which goes from sort of Waterloo into the city, that sort of thing. Could be wrong about that, viewers. The channel I have is a car channel, it's not a bus channel. So please do bear that in mind. Right, I think that is going to be it for this slightly shambolic shuffle around the Cobham Bus Museum at Brooklands. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment below. We can just get through this narrow gap. There we go. Do appreciate anyone who switched on notifications and things like that as well. And thank you again for watching. I will just leave a donation at the gate as I leave.